Hello, everyone. Very good morning or good evening at whichever time you are actually watching this. I'm very serious because the moment I started posting subject videos and started posting questions to answer from you, I actually found that there's no response properly. I'm not here to reprimand you for this, but I'm here to caution you and guide you through what is actually required for preparing civil services examination. Don't take it otherwise. Why don't you take this as a motivation for just 5 minutes? And the moment you see motivation, I know you're going to just keep this aside and start doing something else. You might think that this is a waste of time of my 10 minutes, but I actually wanted to speak to you in an informal way, showing some very important slides and very important information about what it takes to become civil services aspirant. If you are a civil services aspirant, whether you're my student or anybody, I'm telling you guys, you need to have a discipline. This discipline we had, and we did not have it 100% when we were preparing, because of which we could not clear the last level, that is personality test. I don't want you guys to have any kind of problems that we faced. The experience that we had being a faculty, being a people who went up to interview, would definitely help you to actually get through this. The basic trait of a civil servant is discipline. See, guys, as you all know, this is not a new thing that I'm going to tell you. There are three stages. First one is prelims. More than 10 lakh people appear for this. Out of this, hardly 60 to 70,000 people will be cleared for mains, and the second level is one of the most toughest exam. The reason being, you need to present yourself on every topic at least in 15 to 20 lines. And there are topics where you will have to write 3 4 pages. Do you really think that it is easy to present yourself unless and until you have a rigorous practice every day? In addition to, having subject knowledge, you need to have that consistency, dedication, intelligence, hard work. There are a lot of things that you need to think about it. So all these things, all these, a personality or a thing can come only if you have a personality called disciplined personality. And the third important thing is interview. I don't call it as an interview. Based on my experience, you ask anybody, they would tell you that if you want to clear UPSC final round, it is the personality that is under test. Your attitude is being tested. Your feelings are tested. Your emotions are tested. Your knowledge is tested. Your character is tested. Your hobbies are tested. The whole thing of you is going to be tested. You just imagine, in the 1 year long journey that you have determined to become IAS or IPS is not that easy. You can't just you can't just have a dream and go on thinking that it's going to be easy. So I want you to get motivated. I want you to stay motivated to doing something which keeps you on discipline, which keeps you on track, so that you will be able to understand what is required for preparation, what is required for you to achieve this UPSC exam, etc. So I'm focusing on this exactly. What exactly that I need to do to have a discipline? How to inculcate discipline in your life? I know the moment I was picking up this pic, I know this act. I know most of you might be aware of this actress, yesteryear actor. Very talented, very disciplined. I don't think so. She ever had a little drawback or a fallacy in her profession, throughout her profession, I can say. That's why somehow I thought it is not just to attract you onto this, but I'm sure uh, this will stir up what exactly I'm trying to communicate here. So the first important thing is, guys, if you are a civil servant aspirant, you want your motivation levels to continue. You want to have a consistency in your preparation. I want you to do meditation at least 15 minutes a day. If in case you are not interested in sitting for 15 minutes, closing your eyes, inhale and exhale, doing all that stuff, I would request you to do some exercises. You have internet, you have lot of videos which will help you. 10 minutes workout, 5 minutes workout, 15 minutes workout. You just ask, things will be given to you on the net. So why don't you study, maybe either in the morning or in the evening or in the afternoon, whichever time that you're convenient about it. Do something, because unless our mind and physical body coordinate and they are in sync with each other, it's very difficult for us, to continue doing anything, because I don't think so an unhealthy person has achieved ever anything in life. So focus on a very important thing, that is the meditation. Or in other words, if in case you really don't like this kind of a stuff because you think that you're a young man and you can't do it, then think about 30 minutes exercise every day. The second important thing that will help you to have a disciplined life is be grateful. The moment human beings start thinking that they don't have something, consciously, unconsciously, your subconscious mind will start telling you that you can't do something because you don't have this. The moment you start having these words like, I don't have this, I don't possess this, I want this, I have a lot of desires pending, etc., etc. If you go on having these things, this is the case. I'm telling you. Is there anybody who doesn't feel like this? Everybody has lacked something. Everybody is lacking something. Even a richest man, if you ask a question, definitely he would tell you that yes, I do want this. I'm telling you, you need to focus on what you aspire to achieve instead of thinking about the things that you don't have. Everybody knows that you don't have. You know that you don't have. Your parents know that you don't have. Your mind knows. You know very well that you don't have. What else you can do it right now? But to give solution for everything, I think you need to wait for some time and focus on the goal that you have set and try to achieve that. Then things will be solved. The third important thing I would suggest you to have a disciplined life is that you need to set a goal. In other words, I would tell you that you need to have a vision. I wanted to become an IAS, IPS, and afterwards what? I mean to say, your vision or a goal has to be something bigger. You can't have narrow goals. You can't have a goal which is very selfish. You need to have something which is going to contribute to the society or to the family that you come from, to the country that you come from, to the village that you hail from. If what you want to achieve or whatever you achieve is not going to bring in any change over a period of time in this society, I don't think so. Because I don't know whether you believe or you don't believe. I don't know. But I'm telling you, I started an educational institution, not just making people pass, but to make them a good citizens, to make them having a better character, to make them having a better personality. You may not die if you don't become IAS or IPS, but I'm sure you will have a better life. You will have a better life if you become a better person. So you need to first try and think exactly what you want to achieve, and that has to be written down on the paper, and it has to be stuck on the wall, and look at it every day, and look at yourself in the mirror every day. Are you really doing something today to reach that goal? If in case you have not done something to the goal that you have already written on the paper or in the book, immediately you have to buckle up. You have to gear up and start doing something which will make you very closer to your goal. The fourth important thing is self-care. There are two things that I would like to tell you, that if you neglect these two things, and I'm sure sometimes you achieve, you will not enjoy, otherwise you will not be able to achieve, otherwise you will not be able to sustain what you have achieved. First thing is mental health, for which you need to keep learning, and you keep gaining knowledge. Let it be something that belongs to you, let it be something which is not belonging to you, whatever it is. Are you learning something? Are you gaining a knowledge? Are you studying something? You need to have that observation every time. And second thing is physical health. The lifestyle that you follow makes a lot of difference. If you want to be healthy, say for example, you need to have at least 6 to 7 hours sleep, and late night sleep is very danger. And you need to be an early bird. You have to get up early in the morning. This is one thing, because there are many advantages. In my next video I will tell you the advantages of being an early bird. Alright, you focus on these things because you're trying to achieve something and you may not be able to reach unless and until you take care of yourself. When I say taking care of myself, I'm learning something that actually gives me mental health, and I'm trying to keep myself away from the distractions and deviations and temptations, so on and so forth. And I also focus on the body that is gifted by my God, whatever, whoever you believe in. I'm telling you, these things are going to change your life. So, I would again tell you, if you want to have a disciplined life, one, start having a meditation every day. You will tell me after a month the advantages of this. Number two, try to be complacent. Be content in what you have and try to achieve those things what you don't have, but focusing on something what you want to achieve in life right now. And the next important thing is write down the goal and stick to it. If in case you want to become a better teacher, you want to become an IAS officer, you want to become a doctor, you want to become an engineer, you want to become a singer, you want to become a speaker, whatever it is, everything is got to do something every day. If in case I want to be a I want to be a good teacher, but I don't learn anything every day, at least an hour a day, if I don't read books and try convincing my students in the classroom, definitely I'm going to fail. So this I won't accept consciously. So you need to learn, you need to set goals first. The next thing is take care of your mental health and physical health and make sure that you continue doing these things every day. And my recommendations, if you really want to develop a disciplined life and you want to achieve this IAS or IPS or whichever, I don't know, maybe I'm talking to civil services students right now. If in case you want to achieve something different, then my recommendations are this. Number one, you don't have to start immediately after this motivation session. You will start sitting right in front of the table and start reading hours together and get yourself so stressed out. No, start small. Maybe 2 hours a day in the beginning or 4 hours a day in the beginning. I told you 30 minutes, you can start 15 minutes. I told you 5 hours, you can start 2 hours a day. But start. The next thing is, if in case you have a time of 10 hours, you have decided to complete some subject, maybe a history which takes a lot of time, maybe a polity which needs a lot of analysis, etc., then take small breaks in between and make sure that also has to be fixed very clearly. Like, let's say for example 7 to 8 you want to read, and 8 to 8:15 a break, and 8:15 to 9:15 a break, 9:15 to study, 9:15 to 9:30 again a break, nap, eating, etc., etc. And during the break time, try to do something which actually invigorate your mind and makes your mind more energetic and active. The next important thing is, I used to follow this when I was preparing for civil services. If I used to have a plan. You don't believe, I used to have a plan. If in case if I skipped the plan, I used to punish myself. Means the next day I never used to eat something or sleep something. I just continued to do whatever I missed yesterday. I try to compensate today. If in case I could not do it today because of many circumstances, whatever it is, I would like to compensate it in the next day. The next thing, many a times what happens is, suppose there's a test conducted and the test is for 50 marks, you got only 20 marks, which means you could not even get 50%, which means there is every little chance that you will not get selected. So therefore, the strategy that you adopted for that test, maybe you did not read, or you did not read the right book, you did not understand but read, you did not analyze it properly. Maybe whatever strategy or plan that you had adopted, that you had followed, is not good, then you have to redraw the strategies. Then be organized in the sense, I would like to tell you something called environment. A proper neat clean green environment you have to create. If you don't create this environment, it's definitely difficult, because looking at the environment you will not be able to continue studying. You will show disinterest because the situation, the environment, the circumstance that you have created is not actually in favor of you. And very important thing, many a times I tell you, even in the classrooms, you got to avoid temptations. The temptation could be in any form. Maybe I would tell you simple example. This is not the age where you start liking somebody and falling in love, because you don't know you don't know how to understand a person at this point of time, and you have a lot of expectation on him or on her, and that person will not live up to your expectations, and you immediately get distracted, you disturb yourself, your mind will be disturbed, and you will not focus on anything. You start blaming and reprimanding yourself, and you will always slap yourself saying that I committed a mistake. Don't let it happen. First of all, focus on the career. Once you have a career, things that you want to have in life definitely will fall in line with you. I'm 100% sure. The next important thing is, while you study, what happens in civil services is that you would not be able to continue understanding what is written on the book, because that's what I'm telling you. I can give you this material, you can go on reading, but if I don't speak up like this, you won't understand, you won't show interest. So therefore, have good friends and try to have an interaction, kind of group, where you will have a brainstorming discussion on certain issues. A lot of people say so many things about the issues, the role of central government, role of state government in handling this pandemic, and different people have different opinions. And instead of having your own opinion and try criticizing others' opinion, it's better to speak out and talk to your friends and have a discussion on it. Maybe after the discussion, you will definitely understand that what you had been thinking is actually wrong. The next important thing is managed, and time is the most precious thing and resource that everybody has. If you don't manage this, you will definitely regret later. So make sure you have a proper plan and strictly follow that, and make it simple. You have two sheets of paper. One sheet is the syllabus that you have right now in front of you. Second sheet, the day wise, week wise, month wise timetable. So and so book, how many years I have to finish. So and so book, how many weeks or months or how many days. And so and so topic, how many hours. So the subject, how many days, and the topic, how many hours or how many days. This three column table, if you have, you can easily manage this. So I repeat: subject, number of hours, and month to finish, number of days to finish, number of hours a day, number of months. So because in a day it is not mandatory that you have to finish only one subject. You can read 3 4. So let's say, for example, you've decided mentally to study only 6 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours, just to break the monotony of learning subjects. Or because many subjects in civil service might not be very interested. I'm telling you, most of us have forced ourselves to read because it's difficult to create interest, because they are not things that are very tasty to digest. So you need to break up, and every day you have to have three column table: the subject, hours, and months or days within which you are going to finish the syllabus. And the next very important thing is be persistent. I'm telling you, this word correct mean, I'll tell you, you must have heard this word a lot of times, and many people must have told you in many motivation sessions, but I'm telling you guys, being persistent does not mean being determined. Being persistent means when somebody tells you that you can't do it, you will be stubborn and try to prove them wrong one day, and try to achieve, saying that no, I will not give up and I will achieve this. This is what is called. So when you think that you can't have it, when you think that people have told you that you can't do it, you might be discouraged. Instead of being discouraged, it's a high time that every day you have to motivate and kick yourself up, and get up from the bed and start doing and moving on in life in a goal that you have already written down on the paper. Last but not the least, I know you know, everybody knows, civil services is not an examination which can be achieved with one skill. You need to be persistent, you need to be disciplined, you need to be confident on you first of all. If in case you have done all these things but you don't believe that you would achieve, that can reflect on your face in the interview, and you will be thrown out of the room invariably without any conditions. So I'm sure if you stay motivated, if you follow the things that I gave you and be disciplined in all the things that you do, if not today, tomorrow you will definitely achieve this. And I know you can do this, you will do this, and I bless you, and I will see you as either an IAS or an IPS officer in the future. Just an effort to make your dreams realized. Love you all. Thank you and God bless you.